I am deeply honored to be asked to share my experience with Robert Moore, Children in Crossfire, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all in attendance. I have dedicated my life to the health and well-being of our children and to being a part of the solution to the issues that we're facing in our world today. One such issue is anger and violence. Following Jesse's murder, I found a message that he had left for us on our kitchen chalkboard. He'd written 3 words: nurturing, healing, love. I understood that if Adam Lanza had been able to give and receive nurturing, healing love, the tragedy would never have happened. I began to feel compassion for him and started my process of forgiveness. I realized that Adam was a victim too, because his need for love and connection was not met. Love must come from beyond the home and our immediate family. As human beings, we have a universal need to love and be loved, and for connection and acceptance. I knew that someone who did something so heinous must have been in a tremendous amount of pain himself. I knew I had to get those 3 words into our schools to help children understand how to help and engage with their peers at a very elementary level. Love starts in the home, but it has to spread. There has to be a consistent message of love in our homes, in our schools, and in our communities. A doctoral professor at Western Connecticut State University found that those 3 words, nurturing, healing, love, are in the definition of compassion across all cultures. Together, we realize that they comprise a profound and powerful formula for choosing love in any situation. Nurturing means loving kindness and gratitude, healing means forgiveness, and love is compassion in action. When you have the courage to practice those 3 character values in that order, you are choosing love. Thus, the formula for choosing love is courage plus gratitude plus forgiveness plus compassion in action equals choosing love. I began researching programs that we currently have in schools, those that are effective and those that simply aren't. I did find, however, that there's a method of learning that proactively prevents all of the issues that we're facing in our schools and society. This is called social and emotional learning. There are decades of research behind this type of learning that proves it not only improves grades, test scores, and graduation rates, but it also reduces anxiety, depression, mental illness, substance abuse, incarceration, bullying, violence, and more. I worked with a group of dedicated educators, and together we created the Choose Love Enrichment Program. This is a pre-K through 12th grade program that incorporates the fundamentals of social and emotional learning: self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, relationship skills, and social awareness. The program teaches children how to connect, giving them the tools, skills, and attitudes they need for a meaningful and productive life. We included compassion, emotional intelligence, being able to label and manage emotions, positive psychology, learning to be resilient in the face of difficulty, neuroscience, how the brain works and what we can control, mindfulness, personal responsibility, character education, and wisdom teaching. We made the program free because we know this type of learning is essential and gives our children an optimal chance in life. Nelson Mandela said, "People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite." Bottom line is that we all just want to feel good. Love feels good. Hate, anger, and resentment feel bad. When we feel disconnected or isolated from the world, it makes us scared and angry. We want to feel good, and we need to be shown how to do this in a healthy way.
Children of Peace Uganda works with the children who were former child soldiers in northern Uganda the children who were born of rape, who were kidnapped, and the children who were orphaned by the same war. Now we're very excited to have the Choose Love program. We're going to introduce it in Uganda because of the very fact that the young people who are former child soldiers and all the children that we work with need to choose love, okay, over hatred, because they were subjected to so much abuse. And all this takes courage, It takes courage to accept. It takes courage to accept that actually they were wronged and they need to heal. It takes courage for them to stand up, rise up from all the pain they have gone through and all the abuse and say, yes, I can start all over again in life and succeed.
Teaching children how to connect with each other, how to be resilient, and how to be personally responsible, how to be compassionate. This would have saved Jesse's life and can prevent so much suffering. We can't always choose what happens to us, but we can always choose how we respond, and we can always respond with love. I believe this is the answer to the issues we're seeing in our world, to the anger and violence, the majority of mental illness, of depression and anxiety, substance abuse, suicide. This is a different way of thinking than we're used to. Normally, when we see a problem, we focus on it. So drugs are a problem, so we start the war on drugs. We even have state-mandated programs that every child has to go through to learn about drugs and their effects. At the same time, the drug issue is skyrocketing, and we can't even keep up with the symptoms, let alone prevent it. Bullying is increasing in number and severity, even though we created anti-bullying programs that every child must go through. Well, what happens when we focus on things? They grow, and we continue to chase these problems, always a step behind. Until we take a more proactive and preventative stance, we will never get ahead of these issues and find an ultimate solution. We know now that what we've been doing isn't working. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. The Choose Love movement empowers children and their educators to choose love for themselves and others.
Scarlett and Miss Petty made an entire classroom change their perspective on life. We all, one by one, began to follow the formula for choosing love. And we slowly went from being just a couple of high schoolers in the class to a family and a home that we'll never forget.
We give them tools, skills, and attitudes to create the best life, filled with love and joy. Not a life without difficulties, of course, but with the ability to be resilient and grow from obstacles that they will inevitably face, with the realization that they can choose how they respond and that we can always choose love. And you know what happens when kids learn to choose love in the classroom? It works. Students learn, educators grow, and everyone benefits. Grades go up, behavior issues go down, and everyone is happier. Along with dedicated and courageous educators, we've been transforming and saving the lives of students all over the world.
So many children come to school with problems that they never came with before. It has helped children open up, express their feelings, and understand what making a positive choice in the area of love means. Every school needs to adopt this program.
When we started the Choose Love program this year, I didn't know that it would catch on like it did. I knew I was going to do it, and I thought it would be fun and interesting and important, but I had no idea that it would just kind of sweep through our school.
And I highly suggest anyone who has this opportunity to read over this free curriculum that they're offering for us. It's backed by research, 30 years of neuroscience research. What more can you ask for?
It was by chance that I came across the Choose Love program. I first learned about it through a newspaper article that was shared by another faculty member. I began to look at it just simply because it had the word increase test scores, increase attendance, improve overall student attitude. Once I started researching the curriculum and actually putting it into use, I found out that it was 100% effective.
Individuals that love one another and feel connected to one another won't want to harm each other. Individuals that love themselves will be happier and able to translate that love to others. Today, I ask for your commitment to help spread the Choose Love message in your community. You can visit our website to learn more at jessieLewisChooseLove.org. Jessie Lewis spelled JessieLewis, ChooseLove.org. A world filled with love and compassion is a joyful one, without fear. This is possible, and we can do this together. In fact, it must be us. Thank you for choosing love.
Hey, hey, oh. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, oh. It's all part of us. We can all choose love.